Hey friends, we're back in the garden. And Rob is getting a bed ready for pole beans.
In my element, you saw Shayna in her element starting fires. This is where I'm at my best. Or at peace.
This is our former Three Sisters garden, which we are switching up this year. We've mounted up the soil with what was already there and then put some of the raised garden mix on top. Around the edges right now we have garlic. That's our new turkey. But around the edges, that's the garlic coming up. We have garlic, we planted our onion, and then we also have marigolds coming up for pest protection. Now we have this big bed here, which we are going to direct sow radish, beets, turnips, and then I think some chervil. We have a bunch of things. Same thing here, and then the bed on the other side of Rob, and then this one here in the middle. It's going to be some pole beans. And I think probably some peas. That's a lot of pole beans. Our average last frost date is April 1st. We have this little, I don't know, it's like this little microclimate here where we are. We are about 10 miles from the bay on one to the east. To the east, and then to the south we are about 20 miles from the ocean, so we don't get a lot of that harsher weather or the later last frost date, and we have such a small space that we're covering that if there is any danger in the next couple weeks, we have the means to cover the beds, because nothing should really be sprouted too much. But yeah, what we got going on over here? This is what we ended up with. We have garlic and onions and marigolds are on the outside. We have pole beans, summer savoy, spinach, chervil, more marigolds, and then on the outside we have turnips, beets, and radishes. And then there's spinach intermingled and some salad lettuce in there too. But we're excited. I want to actually show you how amazing it is to have chickens. If you can see the leaves over here, we clear our leaves in the spring because we use the leaves to protect the lawn and clover and things like that. Okay, so this has already started to be worked on by the chickens, but it's pretty thick. Over here was just as thick a week ago. So this is closer to the coop, obviously closer to the goat, but all of this is all much smaller in the ground right here. The chickens. So what we do is we put their feed down, and we throw sunflower seeds and scratch down here for them, and then they dig through all of these leaves, but the continuous scraping of their nails on all the leaves breaks them down to nothing. We do this just in the spring, and they're doing so well with it this year that I think we're going to start doing it all winter now. Our roos are great at protecting them. More of the yard will be fenced in next winter, and they absolutely love it. How often do you look at the ground? This is a rock, and this is an area we walk over all the time. And there's just a stripe of quartz. Never noticed it before. We're always finding beautiful things when we stop and we look. I forgot to record the other day. We burned so much sticks and the things that a lot of brush. but I was having such a good time and staying present. I did not record, but that's what's left of a lot of downed limbs and yard debris. Good morning. It's about 7 o'clock. Animals have been fed. Rob and Moose went on a little adventure. And it's going to rain the next 2 days. It's going to get cold, like it does here in New England in April. And so there's not much we can do in the garden. The chickens, however, have been digging up this whole area you see behind me. This is our orchard, and eventually what will be our berry patch as well. And now that they've dug it all up, they've broken the leaf matter down into small pieces, which makes it much easier to rake. And so I'm gonna rake it up today and start to get this area ready for things to develop. This area of the garden is safe to start uncovering the leaves because the chickens have been working in this area all winter. Whereas other parts of the gardens we're still leaving covered for the bugs that are still there. And all of the crops that we did direct sow are all frost tolerant, so all those are safe. We may put some sacks over the potato beds, but they have warm leaves and straw and soil, and we're not really worried about that. But that's what's going on in the garden. I got the dogs to help me, animals to keep me company, birds to sing. I'm gonna have a nice, invigorating morning. One of the reasons we actually decided to put the orchard here is because we wanted to do berry bushes with our orchard. We've looked into a lot of permaculture methods, and we've read a lot of books, old books, new books. And there's a lot of success with berries and trees together. And the reason we chose here was because we have so many weeds, viney things that grow. It grows great here, and raspberries and blackberries and strawberries do great in similar conditions. So what we do every year is once I get it all raked up, I now have to come through and I'm going to pull all these little brambles, briars all out of the ground to continue to keep this area ready. I do this now. I have no idea whether this is ideal or this is when we have the time to do it. If I wait too late in the season, they become way too ingrained in the ground and I can't actually pull them up, whereas now they're tender shoots and I can usually get them all the way down. I don't know if you can see, I can get them all the way down to the root. So that's what I'm going to do. Now that I've gotten a lot raked, I'm going to go and pull a lot of the brambles up. It has been a couple hours, and I just want to show you what I got up to. So I cleared the ground all back here, all over here, all over here, up to about where Robbie is there, and then all throughout here. We cleaned, got the woodpecker and the chicken. Okay. So I raked it all up into big leaf piles. Some I put into the coop over there, but the majority of it I just raked into these big piles. And see, we cleaned out all around the grape arbor. I did. All through peach tree. And again, these are all areas the chickens have already been digging up, so they've already been disturbed. So all throughout here, I also added some leaves and wood on top of the peach tree, just as added nutrients. Rob will come through and put compost on it as well. And so I went up to about this bed area because all throughout here we have a lot of perennials that still I don't want to uncover yet. But all over here, it's nothing but vines and where the future orchard is going to be. See, we have the start of the trees and the grape arbor and Zara. The only thing that bears fruit right now is the peaches and the grape arbor. We actually got an apple out of one apple out of this tree last year and one apple out of that tree, so that was pretty exciting. And then we have cherries and apples. And you can see this tree. I think this one's a peach. It's getting a lot more buds this year. So all exciting things. Hello, girl.
Hello, Mom.
Just wanted to come on and show that everybody is. I know it looks like she's sitting, but she's waiting for assistance because we're scooping all the leaves onto there, and then they're going into the chicken coops. Robbie's got this one working over here, and Rob's trying to get a holly bush out of the ground. To anyone that has chickens and wonders what to put down in their run, leaves. All the leaves. Every year we get our coop filled up in the fall. When I say filled up, I mean a foot of leaves inside this entire run. And by the spring there is just mud left. Chickens can break things down so quickly with their sharp nails. And they love it. And there you have it, folks. All cleaned up.
Yellow help.
Okay, I'll help in a sec. Over there. We still got the vines we have to burn, but all done. We'll work on that area next. That should do it for this week in the garden. Rob and Ellie and Robbie are finishing up putting all the leaves in the coop. The rest of the orchard is cleared, and it's going to rain for the next few days, so we won't be in the garden. We hope everyone's having a beautiful week, and you're getting your feet on the ground and your hands in the soil. We love you. Chickens will be very happy now. They love Loose Mountain. Good morning, little mouse. Gonna go text Melody. Look. Anything's a toy if you play with it. Andy Dwyer. Also, Ziggy Mouse. Penelope really doesn't like it. He just thinks it's fun. She could also like hide places because she can get up into a lot of places that he can't, and she doesn't, so you know, sometimes it's fun to play with your baby brother. Anything's a toy if you play with it. She set up a defensive position inside of our old chicken tractor. She's pretty cute. Find time in your day for the joy and love and the presents.